am Laurent Marochini, CEO of Standard Chartered Luxembourg. Catch me on the Technologist of the Month show.
Let's start with the rapid fire round. First question is, at what age do you want to retire?
60.
How long does it take you to get ready in the mornings?
15 minutes.
Favorite color?
Red.
What time of day are you most inspired?
Monday.
How many hours of sleep can you survive on?
To survive, 6.
The city in which the best kiss of your life happened.
Roma.
Pick one, Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
How do you relax?
Bicycle.
How many cups of coffee do you drink per day?
6. I'm Italian.
The most valuable skill you've learned in life.
Honesty.
Are you an early riser or a night owl?
Early.
One word description of your leadership style.
Empathy.
Coffee or tea to kickstart your day?
Coffee.
Top priority in your daily schedule?
Licensing.
Ideal vacation spot for relaxation?
Biking.
Key factor for maintaining a work-life balance?
Communication.
Memorable career milestone?
CEO of Standard Chartered Luxembourg.
A recent business innovation that caught your attention?
Digital asset custody.
Okay, well, that's the end of the rapid fire. Now we'll go on to the longer questions, which you can answer with as much time and ease as you like. First one is, most people spend their whole career playing it safe inside big banks. You basically looked at that and said, no, I want to be the guy blowing things up from the inside. Where does that come from? Were you always wired differently or did something happen?
Both of them. To be honest with you, I spent my last 27 years in finance and I'm still in finance. But something was happening around 2010 and 2014. So I started to work in finance in 98. And in 2010, I decided inside my last company to be head of quality and innovation, to work more with clients, to work more in the front office. And I decided to jump into this role and I discovered a bit of myself, and especially in the innovation. I decided also to make an MBA in innovation during that time. And in 2014, as head of innovation, blockchain was more in the top of the agenda of the first early mover. I decided to take my pen and to write a note to the direction of my previous company, so Société Générale, and we have made a first investment in 2014, and I decided to spend more time in conferences and more time to work on the new technology, blockchain, and this is the start of the second part of my life, let's say, professional life.
So it seems you were talking about blockchain when most people thought it was either a scam or science fiction. What's it like being early on something huge and having everyone around you think you're kind of crazy?
Yeah, so they said, yeah, Laurent, you are crazy or you are maybe too early. Indeed, you cannot imagine the number of times in my life when I was discussing with C-level people to say Bitcoin is a fraud. Even a big CEO in the world said that. Bitcoin is a scam, Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. And each time I have to say and to explain and to convince people that Bitcoin and the technology blockchain is here to stay. Now they change a bit the angle, because since 2020, they are not telling me, Laurent, you are crazy, but Laurent, you did the right things. So definitely it's always a question of timing. It's always a question of conviction, and you should never give up. Even if you have your conviction, you should never give up.
Okay, so since you've done this before, explain tokenization to me as I've never heard of it. Like, why should someone who has nothing to do with finance care that this exists?
Okay, it's quite simple. because today, if you want to invest in a transaction, if you want to buy an equity, you need to follow different infrastructure. So the settlement of your share or fund will go to a different infrastructure using different layers, with a depository bank, with a correspondent bank, etc., etc. You have a lot of intermediaries. Tomorrow, in a tokenized world, the settlement will go to the blockchain infrastructure. So you will not have the same player in this field, and it's cheaper, better, and you will have the speed with it.
So there's always a gap between what a technology can do and what normal people will actually use it for. What's the killer use case that makes tokenization something your people would eventually use without even knowing it?
The tokenization of money market funds is definitely the killer app for us. And I think now they know how to do it using blockchain, but in the future, you will never see it.
So you went from being the guy inside a giant bank pushing for change to actually running a bank. Did that change how you see the machine? Like, is it harder to be a rebel when you're in charge?
It's very hard to be a rebel because you need to convince each time. But I have to admit that I prefer running a bank, especially with Standard Chartered Luxembourg, because you can see all the different aspects and you can take your own destiny. And this is what is very important for me.
Big institutions are famously resistant to change. How do you get a very old bank to try something genuinely new without it just dying in a committee meeting somewhere?
So in terms of history, you need to know that I joined Standard Chartered 1 year and a half. So the work has been done before. And I have to acknowledge that it was very well done, but you need to see two different angles. The first one, it should come from the top management, and we have a clear commitment from the top management that blockchain is here to stay, and it's part of the strategy. So it should be acknowledged in terms of strategy and investment. So we have the education that has been done at the top management level, but the most important is the conviction. And at the end, you have the people that needs to work on the project, that are here to do the daily job. And a lot of things have been done in terms of education and mindset. And to be honest with you, when I joined Standard Chartered a year and a half ago, I was very impressed by the level of knowledge and the mindset of people inside the company. Good job for Standard Chartered.
What do you know now that you wish someone had just told you at the start? Like the thing that took you 20 years to figure out that could have been a 5-minute conversation?
Yeah, so for me, it was mainly in terms of mindset. You should not be shy. You are here to set some ambition. And for me, the most important, you need to connect. You need to connect with people. And you need to work on the education, because education is very important. You need to know what's your assets and you need to move forward. You should not wait that things are doing by themselves. You need to move forward and you need to take your destiny in your hand. So otherwise it will never happen.
You also teach the next generation of finance people. Are they genuinely ready for how fast everything's moving? Or are we kind of setting them up to be obsolete by the time they graduate?
No, definitely they are ready. They were born with an iPhone. They were born with the digital asset. So they are ready. But what they need to take in account is that technology is moving very, very fast. And as I just said before, in terms of education, you have a kind of expiration date of education. You need to set the foundation. This is what I have done with blockchain and digital asset. But if I'm just going to an island during 1 year and I'm not speaking about digital asset during 1 year, after 1 year, you have a kind of expiration date. So it's a continuous improvement process.
Do you think most people will ever actually understand or trust digital assets and tokenized finance? Or is this always going to be a thing where a small group of people quietly reshape the world while everyone else just uses it without knowing?
there is a global improvement in terms of understanding, but as I said, things are moving very, very fast, so they need to continue with education, because what's going on today will happen potentially in 2-3 years' time, but if you go beyond the 5 to 10 years' time, there will be additional changes. So the technology is moving very, very fast. And if you are just looking to 2020 with AI, now we are speaking about AI a bit everywhere. Everything is moving fast. So you need to constantly move forward in terms of education.
You ride bikes, you lecture students, you run a bank, you're pushing the frontier of finance. What are you actually chasing? Like, what does winning look like for you?
I'm chasing to go for the success of Standard Chartered Luxembourg. We have a lot of projects. We have a lot of things to do. So my priority number one today will be to make the success in Luxembourg, in Europe, in the world of Standard Chartered.
If everything you've been working on for the last decade actually plays out, what does the financial system look like in 20 years? And should regular people be excited or terrified?
We should not be terrified, because the best way to predict the future is to build it. So definitely you need to embrace innovation. You need to work on the education. And in 20 years' time, we will not speak about AI. We will not speak about digital assets. It will be part of our daily life.
All right, so the last question for you is of a personal kind. What would you be doing in your life if not this?
Bicycle?